And welcome back to the Erickson Hall Sports Facility, where we're just minutes away from kickoff. And we'll just have to see who gets the ball here. Parkersburg South comes in 7-2, while the visiting John Marshall Monarchs are 1-7.
John Marshall has kind of struggled this year. Last year we know that they did beat us, but they've had kind of a rebuilding year this year, and they haven't really had the best time, but hopefully they'll come out here and have a good game. Yeah,
John Marshall runs a 4-5-man spread offense, basically. We're not going to be seeing too many rushing attempts tonight, but with the weather conditions, we might be seeing them run the ball.
Yeah.
They might be forced to put the ball on the ground.
This is the way it's raining. The forecast said it was supposed to stop raining by game time, but it looks to be picking up out there. It's raining pretty hard, and hopefully this doesn't affect the way John Marshall throws the ball.
Yeah, Parkersburg South, of course, they rely on the running game.
Yeah,
That's what they did all year long. They've ran the ball very efficiently.
Oh, definitely. With the backs that they have, Hunter Ferguson and Chance Gerald, they always run the ball. They do a great job of running the ball. They have so many different attacks to run, and then also they have the Swearingen's bootleg pass where he fakes the handoff and then goes out and throws a short pass. He always does a very nice job of that. So they have many threats, but I think tonight they'll be mainly sticking to the run.
Yeah, that short pass poses a big threat a lot of times. A lot of times it's only a 6-7 yard pass, but the receivers that this Parkersburg South team has, they got the opportunity to turn that into 20 yards every time.
Yeah.
Especially when Gerald comes out of the backfield, because as we know, Gerald has just been a monster all season long.
With his outside speed, once he gets to the outside, it's pretty hard to bring him down.
Yeah, last week against East Fairmont, he had 12 rushes for 84 yards and a touchdown. So
those are some pretty good stats.
It's obvious he can run the ball.
As we can see, though, the Parkersburg South Patriots are sporting a new jersey. This is the first time that they've ever worn blue and white together, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah. And Parkersburg South will be back to receive, so we'll see how the running game, how they come out on senior night, and see how they come out to play. But also a good thing to mention, Hunter Ferguson had 21 carries and 132 yards last week.
He had a monster game. He was just basically unstoppable. Anything that he really did, he ran for 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. And, I mean, every game that they've had, he's rushed for over 100 yards, with the exception of Warren, in which they lost. So, pretty much if they win, he's rushing over 100 yards.
Oh, yeah. He's a big factor in the offense. Everything he does, their offense is basically, they base it around Hunter Ferguson.
As the wet conditions, Joey Reed has trouble picking it up,
but he scoops it up. And we can already see that the weather is going to have a big factor in this game.
Yeah, I was a little worried there. Monarch defender was coming, but Reed was able to scoop it back up before the defender got there. And like you said, Matt, with these conditions, you can't be trying to do too much on a kickoff.
No, you can't. You have to just make sure you catch the football first.
If you have to, just fall on it. I mean,
yeah.
You'd rather see a player fall on it than have a turnover.
Because as we can tell, trying to scoop it up almost cost them the football, and still they don't have the best field position.
Yeah, they start out at about the 15-yard line. Gerald gets the ball out wide.
He's outside. He has a little bit of room to run, but brought down.
Yeah, the Monarchs were quick on the defensive end. As we know, Gerald, once he gets outside, he's got a risk of breaking free for 6 points every time.
Oh, of course. They have to be very careful. They have to keep all the running backs in check for Parkersburg South. That also makes it very difficult to look to try to watch Bryant Hooper and their other wideouts. They have many threats to watch.
Yeah, and as we said, Gerald, he gets outside, you got to risk. As Ferguson gets the ball up the middle, maybe a yard on the carry. Good time to mention, Ferguson won't be playing defense tonight, Matt.
Yes, he won't. They're replacing him by
Garrett
Foggin and
Matt McCoy.
Yes, Matt McCoy will be replacing him at linebacker.
Ferguson was able to pick up a yard on the carry, so it'll make it 3rd and long for the Patriots. It'll be 3rd and 6. Swearingen gets back under center. Be a nice time to see a bootleg, maybe.
It's a handoff to Gerald.
And he's met in the back, maybe a yard on the play.
Not really much going. The defense is holding strong.
And I think that's important for John Marshall. Has one win on the year. It's important that they come out and try to shut this high-powered Patriot running attack down.
Yeah, but they also have to be careful not to give up a pass. Swearingen can always drop back and throw a nice pass.
Yeah, Swearingen has proven himself in weeks past.
As the Patriots are getting ready to punt the ball.
A booming kick by Ferguson. John Marshall back deep to kick.
And he slips.
He's taken down by number 4, Joey Reed, and number 3, Chance Darrell's in on the tackle.
And now we get to see the John Marshall offense. We'll see whether they try to pass the ball or try to run the ball.
Yeah, and they're led by a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, their quarterback is Aaron Fauner.
As we see, they're already lined up in the spread. We talked to the coach before the game, and
there's a flag down.
Looks like a late substitution is going to be called out on the field. Looks like John Marshall just had the wrong unit out there and had a little too many people out on the field. Oh, it looks like they got the timeout before. So we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout with our sponsors.
And welcome back as the John Marshall Monarchs just had a very nice run.
By number 31 was in on the carry. He found a big hole in the Parkersburg South secondary and ended up picking up about 14 yards on the carry.
It looked as if the Patriot offense was looking for a pass, but old Aaron Fauner handed the ball off to Chris Bennett, and he had a monster run.
It was a little surprising to see John Marshall come out and run the ball right off the bat. We have heard that they're mostly a passing team as they're running off 2 straight carries. Another big hole for number 27.
Brought down by number 4.
Cody Fisher.
Number 14, Michael Molinari.
Once again, that was enough for the first down. He picked up about 13 yards on the carry. And this John Marshall running attack looks like they might be doing something this evening.
It looks like the Monarchs did catch the Patriots off guard. They seem to still be looking for the pass, but so far they haven't shown any signs of trying to pass the ball. They've been doing a very good job of handing the ball off.
They've disguised their running game, which is something that every football team needs to do.
And it's a quarterback sneak.
He's got a big hole, but he's taken down by number 5, Garrett Falgan, in on the play. That's enough for about 8 yards. It'll be second and short for the Monarchs. It looks like they'll bring out the chains for a quick measurement to see if they got it or not. And the Monarch sidelines are fired up.
They definitely are, but I wasn't expecting them to come out and run the ball. We've heard in all of the research that we've done, we've seen that they like to pass the ball, but seems like they started with their freshman quarterback, and he seems to like to hand the ball off.
And the measurement does prove they had enough for the first down, so he picked up a little over 10 yards on the carry. As Coach Bowen runs over to talk to his team real quick.
He has to tell them they gotta make sure they're watching for the run. Yeah. Linebackers have to stay on their man.
Like we said, it was kind of surprising to see him running the ball, but with these weather conditions, it's going to be hard to throw the ball tonight.
Yeah, the ball's got to be slippery. The quarterback's got to be holding the towel out there, dry his hand off.
We saw that on the kickoff when Joey Reed bobbled it a few times and was finally able to fall on it.
We've already seen a couple people slip, so you can tell that the field's wet.
As we get set for the fourth play of this drive at the Parkersburg South 13-yard line.
And normally whenever offenses get into Parkersburg South, into their territory, Parkersburg South gets really tough.
Yeah, their defense has stepped up in weeks past.
As they hand the ball off again, not much going there.
This time it looks like he picked up maybe 3 or 4 yards on the carry. He picked up 3, so it'll bring up 2nd and 7. And like you said, Matt, Parkersburg South in the red zone, they have a great red zone defense.
Yeah, they do a great job of stopping the offenses when they get deep into their territory.
As they're back in shotgun. High snap, he's able to get it down.
And there's a flag down.
It'll be interesting to see what the call is. We'll have to wait for the call. It's like a false start on the offense. So I'll push it back to 2nd and 13 from the Monarchs. And like you were saying, that's tough for them to pick up here in the red zone.
Yeah, it is.
Parkersburg South just buckles down.
They got to make sure they don't shoot themselves in the foot. When they're this far into Patriots territory, they got to make sure they capitalize on it.
Another high snap, but an inside draw.
Number 27 is Cody Fisher.
He picked up, looks like he got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little farther. It'll still be 3rd and long for the Monarchs. Be 3rd and about 8 for the Monarchs here. So it'll be interesting to see if Parkersburg South can step up here on 3rd down.
Force a field goal.
And it'll also be interesting to see if they do go for the field goal. We
Yeah.
saw their kicker in warm-ups. Wally has a good foot, but these conditions, it'll be hard to get the snap down.
Yeah, it's very rainy and doesn't look to be much wind though. It's
trying
hit
to
the
go base
backfield.
down by number 5, Garrett Foggin in on the tackle.
He's starting for Hunter Ferguson, who is out on
Foggin
defense.
started the first 6 games of the year, but then they moved Ferguson from end to linebacker. But tonight Ferguson won't be on the defensive end because he's nursing a hurt shoulder. He'll just be playing offense tonight. We'll bring up 4th and 8, and it looks like the Monarchs have brought out their field goal unit. It'll be a little over a 20-yard field goal, but it's right at the center of the field.
It's an easy kick.
A slow snap.
It's up and good.
No good.
No good. Must have caught some wind.
It hooked off to the right. It looked like Parkersburg South got some good pressure up there on the Monarchs, and it forced the kicker to hurry along. And as you know, as a kicker, if you mess up your footing, you can mess up your kick that way. A kicker's set on timing, and if the timing's messed up, a kicker can lose focus, and it'll result in a missed field goal.
Yeah,
like we just saw.
it was a pretty low snap, and now we get to see the Patriots offense for the 2nd time.
Looks like the Monarchs are going to call a timeout. And we'll go ahead and take a timeout with them and hear a few words from our sponsors. And the inside handoff goes to Ferguson, who finds a big hole and gets out across the 35-yard line, finally tripped up at the 36-yard line.
We weren't sure whether Ferguson was even going to play tonight. He's, like you said earlier, he's nursing a hurt shoulder, and we weren't sure whether we were going to see him come out, but he's trying to toughen up, and he's going to try to make an appearance on offense here. He's taking a little breather on defense, though.
Yeah, but Ferguson's such a big part of this Patriot offense.
It hurts so much if they lost him. He blocks, he runs, he does everything for him. He does a spectacular job. As the handoff goes to Ferguson again, he's met at the line, but he keeps those feet moving. He's going for quite a few yards there. That's what Ferguson does so well, is he keeps his feet moving, and he makes it very hard for the defenders to bring him down. He's just so powerful, and he also has, for a big guy, he has a big deal of speed. He can actually, when he gets to the outside, he can still rumble for quite a few.
Yeah. That's already his 3rd carry of the game, and he's already got 21 yards.
Like we said, he is a vital part to this offense. As it looks like the rain's starting to slow down, handoff
to Ferguson again. He finds a little hole.
And it's close to the 1st down, but I think he's about a yard short.
He gets out to about the 45-yard line. So he'll be about 2 yards short of the 1st down. Well, I take that back. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And it'll be interesting to see when Joe will start getting the call. As we know, he does a great job of breaking to the outside. And when he gets to the outside, it's extremely hard to bring him down with his speed, and he's very hard to bring down. As it looks like Ferguson got the ball, and he was met with nowhere to go.
Looks like the referees just blow the whistle dead with forward moving in progress. And it'll bring up 4th down for the Patriots.
It'll be interesting to see what they do. Oh, and it's close. No, it looks to still be a yard short. He looks like he got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was it.
But it does look like the Patriot offensive unit, yes, Patriot offensive unit staying out there.
They're going to go for it. It's a very gutsy call by Coach Boland, but he's seen that his Patriots are tough enough to get these short yards.
Ferguson gets it and finds a big
hole. He's got plenty for it. He's still on his feet.
Out across the 50 into Monarch territory, finally brought down at the 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Ferguson is so powerful. It looks like you bring him down, but then all of a sudden he stays on his feet and he keeps going. And it'll be interesting to see whenever Swearingen decides to go for the bootleg pass. Gain some yards, because we always know that he has that in him. He has a pretty good arm. Just doesn't show it that often. He's back to pass.
He's got a man out wide.
Oh,
it's caught by Waddle. Stays on his feet, and it was bobbled around. He's finally knocked down at the 15-yard line.
Nearly picked off.
Great focus by Waddle to be able to haul that in.
That was definitely a great catch. It looked like it was nearly picked off by number 7, Logan Martin, who is their safety. I thought he actually was going to catch it, but it probably just the ball was a little bit slippery from the rain. Got through his hands, and Weigel made a great catch.
That's a 28-yard pass from Swearingen to Waddle.
As the handoff goes to Gerald, he has a little crease. He's got a hole. And that's a touchdown, Patriots. That's their first for the night.
It's a 16-yard run in the end zone for Gerald. That puts your Parkersburg South Patriots up early in this game with 3:38 remaining in the first quarter. Like you said, Matt, Gerald just went through there, found a crease in the defense, and was able to scamper in for 6 points.
He's so quick.
Molinari comes in for the extra point.
As soon as there's a hole that opens up, he goes right through it, and he can go for many yards.
Yeah, Matt, that was a 7-play drive for the Patriots.
As Molinari gets ready to kick it. Molinari started out being the kicker, but he turned into a great attribute for the defense.
It was a 79-yard drive for the Patriots, resulted in a touchdown. And now it's your Parkersburg South Patriots 7, the Monarchs 0.
That's got to be a big spirit booster for the Patriots. They have to have some momentum now. Let's see if their defense can come out here and hold the offense again, force them to turn the ball over.
Yeah, it's important that the Patriots come out, and putting on 7 points was big, but just coming out and getting a couple first downs after that 3 and out was important for the Patriots.
They needed to get some confidence in their offense, and I think that's what that drive just did. It gave Swearingen a lot of confidence, and it lets the offense know that they can move the ball against this John Marshall defense.
And we just received an update from the Parkersburg South Lady Patriots in the state playoffs up at Woodrow Wilson and Beckley. And the Patriots are trailing Nitro 2-0 late in the second half.
The Lady Patriots have had a magnificent season.
Yeah, they weren't expected to go as far as they are, but they're down to the final 4 teams in the state, and they're one of them.
They showed a lot of heart, and they just haven't quit. And it shows like all the lady sports are like that. The volleyball team had a fantastic year. As Molinari kicks the ball off.
It's on the ground.
And it looks like it's going to go into the end zone. Nobody touched it, so that will go back to the 20-yard line.
Looking at that kick, Matt, I think it's a smart idea by Coach Bolin to kick it on the ground. With these wet conditions, it's hard to pick up the ball.
We already saw the opening kickoff almost turned over. The ball just got a little wet, and it was hard for him to pick up. I thought I was going to see a turnover.
Yeah. So looks like both sides of the ball on both sidelines, they're going to be calling for those squib kicks to just kick the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
As the Monarchs are back in shotgun, it'll be interesting to see if they attempt their first pass. Number 7's in motion.
And they hand the ball off, and he's hit and has nowhere to go. Hit in the backfield, probably a loss of 1, Jacob.
Yeah, it'll bring up 2nd and 11 from the Monarchs. The offensive line from the Monarchs just caved in after that defensive line got a great push up on the ball.
Yeah, the Patriots' defense had a great push. As we know, the Patriots are very strong up front.
Yeah, led by seniors on defense. The senior line has just been big for the Patriots.
Yes, they definitely have. As Monarchs have motion again. under shotgun. Back to pass. Rockets it over the middle, and it falls incomplete.
And Molinari goes for the hit, hits the receiver hard, but
Molinari, yeah, he's done a magnificent job on defense this year.
it was tipped. It looked like he maybe could have had an interception, but he went for the man first, which was smart
It's
to make sure
definitely
he couldn't
smart.
catch it.
Because as we saw earlier, the Patriots actually had that happen to them. One of the John Marshall defenders tried to catch the ball, and it ended up being a completion for the Patriots for
28 yards.
28 yards.
Which set up the 16-yard run by Jero for the touchdown, first score of the game. That's 3rd and 11 from the Monarchs, and they're back in shotgun. Screen pass.
Little shake and bake move. And
He makes a few miss, gets out. Looks like he's got enough for the first down.
That was a very nice passing play.
Looks like he picked up about 15 yards on the carry. The Monarchs set that up beautifully, that little screen pass. There was no one on the right side of the field. He only had one man to beat, and he's able to get by McMullen and able to pick up enough for the first down, picked up 15 yards on the play.
Aaron Farner did a great job of selling that play. I don't think that the defense was expecting a little screen pass there. I think they were more watching for either a run to the opposite side or a passing play out farther than that. I don't think they were looking for a short.
Another handoff inside to number 31.
Number 31 is Chris Bennett.
He'll be close to another first down from the Monarchs. It'll bring up 2nd and 1.
The Patriot defense need to get a little bit tighter. They need to make sure that they don't let them run the ball all over them, because they're trying to have the defense back in watching for the pass, but it seems like the offense knows that they're trying to cover that, and they're going with runs. As the referees are talking about something down on the field.
I'm not sure if they're calling a timeout. Yeah, they called a timeout for a measurement. Looks like they're pretty close to the first down marker. They might have just got enough for the first down. We'll just have to spin. It'll depend on the spot of the ball. Looks like they're going to be got it. They just got the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Monarchs from their own 44-yard line. Moving the ball extremely well against this Parkersburg South defense.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did a great job of moving the ball, but once they got into the red zone, they just couldn't seem to capitalize on this tough defense.
As the Monarchs are back in shotgun again. Here's the snap, another handoff.
And he rumbles up ahead for about 3 to 4 yards.
It'll bring up 2nd and about 7 for the Monarchs. Looks like he just didn't quite get across the 50. He's marked down at the 49-yard line. Just getting ready to cross in the South Territory, pending the play. As the Monarchs look like they're going to stand in that shotgun, but they're doing a good job of disguising the run through it.
They are definitely doing a good job of handing the ball off. They've gotten quite a few yards as they hand the ball to the big guy, who rumbles up ahead for looks to be a first down.
First down. He got across the 45 and the 44 in the Parkersburg South Territory. Looks picked up about 7 on the play, which was enough for the first down. So this John Marshall offense, 1 and 6, looks like they're moving the ball pretty well against this Parkersburg South defense, who's really stepped up this year from last year.
Yeah, the offense really looks like they have something to prove, as this is probably going to be their last game of the season. They definitely look like they have something to prove. They want to show that they are able to play. As looks like he had number 21. Demi Collis had to throw something to the sideline.
Fake the handoff.
And it looks like the quarterback's going to keep it, but he has not
much going there.
He did a very good job of at least keeping his feet moving and getting across line of scrimmage, maybe a pickup of 1 to 2, but still it's better than a loss.
Yeah, the quarterback was able to keep his determination and forward progress going. He was able to only pick up a yard, but like you said, He was originally met in the backfield and pick up a yard. The Monarchs will take a yard on that play.
Yeah.
It was a broken up play, and he picked up a yard.
Yeah.
As the clock winds down, 35 seconds remaining in the quarter.
As this is the Monarchs' first time under center. Looks to be a little confusion on the play, switching the play up.
They're showing a different formation here.
And they call a timeout.
That's their third and final timeout already in the first quarter, but we'll go ahead and take a timeout with them and hear a few words from our sponsors.
Putting into the first quarter. Looks like he's in shotgun. And he's back to pass.
He's
Pass
got a
out
man
outside,
open.
but it is incomplete.
He underthrew his receiver. He had an open receiver out in the flat. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Monarchs now.
As the clock's winding down for the first quarter.
I don't know, though, Matt. If they don't pick up the first down here, do you think this is 4-down territory for the Monarchs?
It depends on how the kicker, how their punter does. If he thinks he can pin them down inside the 20-yard line, then might as well try to kick the ball away. But if they think that they can get the down and they don't think that their punter could, as there is a flag down on the field.
I'll have to wait and see what the call is.
It's a false start by the Monarchs.
Push it back to 3rd and 14 from the Monarchs. Go ahead and make an update here. The Lady Patriots fell to Nitro 2-0 in the state playoffs and will not be going to the finals this year.
As it's a high snap, but he gets control of it, but he is hit in the backfield
by Gerald.
Makes it 4th down.
Gerald gets the sack. He had 3 sacks last week against East Fairmont in the win. But that'll most likely do it for the first quarter. And, yeah, that'll do it for the first quarter. Where your Parkersburg South Patriots 7, the John Marshall Monarchs 0. And we'll be back with the second half after this short commercial break.
And welcome back as the Monarchs are ready to punt the ball away at the start of this second quarter. The Patriots have already scored once. Let's see if they can put another score on the board. As the punt is nearly blocked. Field 88.
Hunter Bryant. Oh, he finds a big hole and it's out across, about down and finally at the 47-yard line.
That was a very nice run by Bryant Hooper.
That was a last-minute change. Usually the normal kick returner back there is Joey Reed.
They normally have Reed back there, but they decided to put Bryant Hooper back there, and he seemed to make something happen.
Yeah, but as we know, the opening kickoff, Reed bobbled the ball a little bit, so that might have came into effect for the adjustment.
As the handoff goes to Gerald, who's coming around the outside, has a nice big
ball. Few blockers.
He is still on his feet, brought down after a monster run.
Brought down at the 25-yard line.
Gerald is so elusive. He's so hard to get your hands on. He's so quick. He cuts so fast. He goes left and right and still north and south at the same time. He does a great job of running the football.
There's a 29-yard pickup for Gerald. And it puts the Patriots well in the John Marshall field at the 25-yard line.
As we get to see whether the Patriots can capitalize on the good field position here. Handoff Hunter Ferguson up to Mitten.
Not much going there. Pickup of about 3 on the play.
Even Swearingen can fake me on those fakes that he runs. Be hard to be out there on the defense. I can't tell who he hands the ball off to.
Yeah, South does a fantastic job running that wing. Does a fantastic job doing that wing T offense, and they can just disguise the defense.
They do a great job as Swearingen's under center. Hands the ball off to Gerald again, who has a nice crease. Let's see what Gerald can do. And he's brought down short of the goal line, but still a spectacular run by Gerald, and he is having a magnificent game.
Yeah, he's able to pick up 14 yards on the carry and puts it first and goal from the 8-yard line for the Patriots. Knocking on John Marshall's doorsteps here again early in the second quarter.
And this is where we get to see the true Hunter Ferguson. This is where we get to see the Deuce get loose. We get to see him run for his hard-nosed yards. As they hand the ball to Gerald again, who bounces around outside but is brought down for a loss of quite a few yards there.
Yeah, Gerald was trying to get outside, but he was met by the defender and was dragged down. He lost 4 yards on the carry, so it'll make it second and goal, from the 12-yard line. The ball is spotted at the 13-yard line, so it'll be second goal from the 13-yard line.
As Swearingen's under center. Looks to be a blitz on the play. Hand off to Joey Reed. It was a reverse, and it looks like he's going to be in for 6. That was a magnificent handoff. It looked like Gerald was going to get the ball and be met in the backfield again, but then he just reverses the ball to Reed, who comes around the other side and gets in for 6.
Yeah, it was an impressive run by Joey Reed. He's able to get in there. And once again, the Patriots are able to get a touchdown only in 5 plays. They move the ball so quickly with this running game. They barely take any time off the clock, really.
They really do a great job of running the ball as there's 9:28 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and they started the possession off with, right at the beginning of the second quarter, only ran off 2 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock and got a touchdown. So, I mean, they score quickly. They do.
They do a great job of running the ball, and they don't really they take their time, but they don't really waste that too much of the clock, like you were saying, and that could also come back and hurt them in the long run. But with the way they score, once they get a 2-touchdown lead, it's pretty hard to come back because they just keep scoring. And welcome back as Monarchs is ready to kick the ball off. While we're waiting, we'd like to thank CAS Cable, Western Sizzlin', Johnson Chiropractic, Professional Tire and Radiator, Pfeiffer's BP, D&D Trophy, and another special shout out to US 107.
And it looks like Molinari's back to kick. It'll be interesting to see if we see another kick on the ground or if he pins him back deep like he always does.
It'd definitely be smart, but he goes for the high kick. Fielded and dropped it. He's not really going to have anywhere to go as he tries to cut it back, but there is nowhere for him to go. He's trapped inside the 20. That was a very nice kick by Molinari and just fielded wrong by the kick returner.
Honestly, it was hard to see who really got the tackle there. You could give it to really any of the 9 players over there that was meeting him there.
Yeah, there was definitely a swarm of Patriot defenders.
So the Monarchs will take over, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
And we get to see whether they're going to try to go through the air as it looks like the rain has subsided. We can see whether they can try to, they go for another quarterback sneak led by a couple blockers, and he is brought down
by number 1, Zach McMullen, in on the hit.
McMullen's having a spectacular year. Although he is not in the spotlight like he was used to last year, he's definitely doing a great job of being on defense, and also whenever they need him on offense, he does a fantastic job. He can definitely run the football, and he is a big asset to have on the defense.
Yeah, and the Monarchs were only able to pick up 1 yard on the play, so it'll bring up 2nd and 9 for them.
As it's reverse, and then a pass. And it is caught, but he is drilled
by number 14, Michael Molinari.
And we've seen Molinari lay some pretty big hits tonight. He laid that one out, but also they gained quite a few yards, which is plenty enough to move the sticks.
That was a big hit by Molinari. And also great focus by the receiver for John Marshall to not drop the ball after
not to cough the ball up.
Hit.
Yeah, that was a nice play as they reversed the ball, and then their receiver threw the very nice pass.
It's the handoff to number 31. Bennett met in the backfield.
Nothing going.
Looks like he'll lose a yard or two on the play. Looks like he lost a yard, so it'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Monarchs. South, once again, that defensive line was able to get a good push off the ball and able to stop Bennett in the backfield.
Yeah, the defensive line of the Patriots does a great job of getting a push. As long as they're looking for a run, they get a great push. But if they're expecting a pass, they normally don't get a great push, and that's when you see John Marshall take advantage of the run. That's when you see him get 7, 8 yards per carry.
Yeah, but coming into the game, we didn't think that they'd be running it too
As
much.
it's a pass again, slung over the middle and caught. That was a nice catch by number 5. Number 5 is Luke Martin.
A nice set of hands out there by.
That was a great snag by Luke. It was slung by their quarterback, Aaron Fauner, who has a cannon for an arm.
Yeah, and it was great concentration by the sophomore to haul that in with a Patriot defender closing in fast. As the Monarchs are back in shotgun again. Another inside handoff, met in the backfield by Gerald.
With nothing going again. And the Patriots are definitely starting to dominate the run, and it's starting to show. The Monarchs are getting pretty frustrated.
Looks like they lost about a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. And as you said, this Parkersburg South defensive line, honestly, they've got to be ranked up there in the state on their rushing defense because they don't give up that many yards on the ground.
They definitely do a great job of holding their own. They don't give up ground, and as long as they're looking for a run, as long as they're bringing some of those linebackers, they're strong linebackers, they're strong defensive line, and it looks like it's tried to be another quarterback
Foggin gets in there.
Met by Foggin, who brings him down, and that's another loss for John Marshall.
That's about a loss of a yard, so it'll bring up 3rd and 12 for the Monarchs. And like you said, that was a good job by the linebacker, Garrett Foggin, to be able to get that quick jump off the ball and get in the backfield for the tackle. Excuse me, he lost 2 on the play, so it'll bring up 3rd and 13.
And it'll be interesting to see whether they try to run the ball to get these 13 yards or try to pass it. And we have seen that they had quite a bit of success with the pass. As he is back to pass, screen pass,
screen,
and it looks like he doesn't have. He breaks free, but is short, and he fumbled.
He fumbles it.
It's whether they rule him down. I think they're going to say he was down on the play. But he is stopped short of the first down. It looked like he was going to be met a lot earlier than that.
They're going to say that Parkersburg South recovered it on defense. And that's a turnover for the Monarchs. Looks like the referees confirmed that the ball was knocked loose before the Monarch rusher had enough.
And you can definitely tell that they're having some frustration. Number 21, Demi Collis, is banging his fist off his helmet. He is definitely not happy with that call.
He's fired up over it. But the Patriot defenders were able to knock the ball loose. As it's a rollout, he finds Zach McMullen in the back, out in the wide open field.
And that is plenty enough for a first down. As I said, Zach McMullen is a great asset to have on the team. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball, he can kick the ball, he can tackle a guy, he can do anything you need him to do. He is just an athletic guy.
Yeah, he picked up 12 yards on the play. So that's plenty for the first down. And like you were saying, with McMullen, he's a great athlete, but also Swearingen tonight's 2 for 2. Already has 40 yards passing.
That's a spectacular night. He's been, every game we've seen him, he seems to get a little bit better with the passing as Hunter Ferguson gets loose.
Picks up about 11 on the play.
And that will be another first down for the Patriots as they are just moving the ball like it's nothing.
He picked up 11 yards. And honestly, Ferguson already looking like he's keeping his numbers up. I wouldn't be surprised to see him cross the 100-yard mark again tonight.
as it's under 5 minutes, and I completely agree with you on that, Jacob. He has been running the ball spectacularly. Every night we see him come out here, every Friday night that he plays, he does a terrific job as they hand the ball off to McMullen again, who finds a crease going up.
Got a blocker outside.
And he gets he's still on his feet. And he has enough for the first down.
Finally drugged down. It is a big-time run by McMullen, able to keep his momentum going and just pick up some tough earned yards.
McMullen is having a great night tonight. As I was saying earlier, I was saying he wasn't in the limelight as much as he was last year, but seems to be proving me wrong on this. McMullen is doing a great job.
Picked up 15 yards on his first carry of the night.
Swearingen's under center. Hand off to Hunter Ferguson, who's met but keeps his feet.
On his feet, stays on,
and
he's in
touchdown for the big guy.
A 19-yard run for Ferguson into the end zone.
That was definitely a great run by Hunter Ferguson. As we have seen him get great runs like that all the time, he is just a hard-nosed player. It looks like he's going to be brought down in the backfield, but the wimpy tacklers that he just runs through, the arm tackles, he just runs through them like they're nothing and just keeps right on going.
As Molinari gets set for the extra point, which we know, he's pretty consistent. Honestly, Matt, only 2 missed PATs on the year, and both of them were bad snaps.
Exactly.
And both times he couldn't get a kickoff either.
Other than that, on anything that's set up, he gets it through there.
As he knocks it through the uprights, and it's your Parkersburg South Patriots 21, John Marshall Monarchs 0, with 4:09 remaining in the second quarter. Matt, I think it's important that John Marshall puts a good possession out here and get some points on the scoreboard, regardless if it's a field goal or a touchdown.
They definitely need to come out here and make their presence be known. So far, the Patriots have done a spectacular job stopping them in running attack and passing attack. The Monarchs need to come out here and make sure that they can at least get something on the board, like you said, Jacob, because if they go into halftime with no points on the board, it's going to be hard to be coming out here with energy, ready to play.
I couldn't agree with you more, Matt. As the Patriots come back onto the field for the kick, we'll have to see. Like you said, we've been saying it all night. These field conditions, any kickoff could turn into a turnover for either side.
Definitely. With how wet the ball is, either Molinari could kick the ball and it can go out of bounds, or also he could kick the ball and one of the kick returners could try to catch it and slip and have the ball slip through their hands, as we've seen that happen a couple times with Joe Reed on the opening kickoff, as it looks like the rain is starting to pour again.
And here's the kick. Molinari puts another big booming kick, this time fielded cleanly by the Monarchs.
He tries to go outside, but he was
nowhere.
Yeah, that wasn't a very smart run by him. He tried to make something. He tried to force something, and it just wasn't going to happen against the Patriots coming down the field. They weren't going to let him get any yards on that one.
Here he gets taken down at the 15-yard line, inside the 20-yard line, so it's a great kick coverage by the Patriots.
Yeah.
So the Monarchs will start over deep in their own territory, needing to put some kind of points on the scoreboard before halftime.
Well, with all that field in front of them, it's got to be discouraging for their freshman quarterback, number 14, Aaron Fauner. It's got to be discouraging for him to look down all that field and know that he hasn't really moved the ball that well, as he takes the ball for a run and he is going nowhere.
Picks up maybe 3 on the play. Like you were saying, Matt, they've got a freshman quarterback out there, so they're expecting big things out of him. But facing a team like the Parkersburg South Patriots, 7-2, it's asking a lot for an underexperienced freshman quarterback.
It definitely is. But he has actually done a pretty good job of handling the offense. He's had quite a few good long passing plays, and he also does a great job of knowing where to hand the ball.
Yeah, also you got to give credit to these receivers.
As he hands the ball off again, and he is going nowhere.
Yes. And as I was saying, it's an incredible receiving core for the Monarchs.
They have been doing a great job.
As they call holding on the Monarchs, so scratch that play. It'll be a 10-yard 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and it'll push them back even farther into their own territory.
And that doesn't look good for the Monarchs, as it is second down.
As the Monarchs get set, late substitution, number 21 comes in for number 31.
That's Demi Colas.
Comes in for number 31, Chris Bennett. And the ball will now be spotted at their own 9-yard line. So really, the Monarchs have got to be careful here. A bad snap in these conditions, and it could end up being a safety. It'll be 2nd and 17, though.
They do have to be careful. As he slips, but he is going to still run with it, and he is met.
There's an option.
Oh, options the ball out, but still.
Brought down at the 11-yard line. He only picked up 2 on the play.
And that'll be 3rd down.
It'll still be 3rd and long.
As it looks like the John Marshall Monarchs are getting set for 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd and 14 for the Monarchs. And Parkersburg South took a timeout there. Obviously, they're thinking that they can stop them on this 3rd down, and they're trying to get set to put some more points on the scoreboard before halftime.
They want to They want to make sure that they go into halftime with a dominant score on the John Marshall Monarchs, making it look like they don't have much hope coming out for the second half.
Yeah, it's always discouraging for a team to come out being down by this much in half. So like we said, it was important that they put some points on, but 3rd and 14 they're facing.
As he's back to pass, zips it, and it falls incomplete. That'll be 4th and a mile. And they're going to have to punt the ball away, Jacob. They can't try to go for it here because it's too deep in their own territory.
And Coach Bowen's definitely happy on the sidelines. It'll be 4th and 14 from the Monarchs' own 11. And with these slippery conditions, it's going to be hard to get a snap as the punter has to line up in his own end zone so he can kick this ball away.
We watched him during warm-ups, though, Jacob, and he was setting up in his own end zone, kicking the ball away, and he has a pretty good leg as he kills this one. Fielded by number 8, Brian Hooper. He's still on his feet, and he's going, and he is met, but, yes, he is brought down.
Finally brought down across the 50.
There's a lot of commotion in the middle there. A lot of guys around.
He'll be spotted just inside the 40-yard line. He'll be spotted at the 39-yard line of the Monarchs. So Parkersburg South starts this possession off deep in Monarch territory. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter, that's more than enough time for this Parkersburg South Patriot offense to march down and put 6 more points on the scoreboard.
Definitely. Actually, they could only have 30 seconds on the clock and it'd still be capable for them to score the ball. With the way they run and the way they pass, they do a tremendous job of moving the football. As it's a handoff to Gerald, and he is still on his tackle. Has some blocking, and he's on the outside. Only one man to beat, and he is brought down almost at the 5-yard line. That was a great run by Gerald.
There's a 34-yard run by Gerald before he's finally drugged down by the back. So with a little over 2 minutes remaining in the quarter, what do you think Coach should do here? Do you think you give it to the deuce, or do you try to do a little bootleg here? They've ran the ball very efficiently, but they could probably catch this Monarch defense off guard.
Well, Jacob, you always knew my answer is hand the ball to the deuce and let him get loose as they hand the ball to Gerald, trying to let him capitalize on his long run, as I understand that call also. After getting a long run like that, you would feel as if you deserve to try to get that touchdown.
So it'll be 2nd and goal for the Patriots. It was a 2-yard run by Gerald. So the ball is spotted at the 4-yard line. And as you were saying, Ferguson, this is Ferguson territory most generally.
Most generally, they let the deuce try to get loose, and he normally does a great job at that. As they hand the ball to the deuce, and he fights forward, and it doesn't,
looks like they're going to spot him short. Just outside of the goal line. He is just short of the goal line. The ball will be spotted inside the 1-yard line for the Patriots.
as we see the band getting ready for halftime, we can't wait to see the band's spectacular halftime show. I hope you join us for that.
And we'll also have first half stats for you after the conclusion of this second quarter.
So you have a lot of stuff to look forward to. As they hand the ball off to the Deuce, and he gets in for the touchdown. That's his second of the night.
Yeah, he was virtually untouched. That offensive line, it's got to be one of the best offensive lines in the state, honestly.
Definitely. With Gifford up front pushing for Ferguson, there's no wonder he gets loose so often. I mean, he's a big guy pushing around these other guys that look like nothing compared to him. As we can see, the Patriots have had 4 drives, which
5 touchdowns. Or 5 drives.
5 drives,
which
have resulted in almost touchdowns except for their opening drive, which was stopped short.
With a 3 and out. But with 36 seconds remaining in the second quarter, it's your Parkersburg South Patriots 28, John Marshall Monarchs 0. And it's good to see that the Patriots were able to use 2 minutes off the clock to just leave 36 seconds remaining.
That's not much time for the Monarchs to really get control of the ball. They really don't have that much time to try to score. But as we know, at the conclusion of halftime, they do receive the ball.
And in that case, it is definitely important that they put some kind of points on the board. Not only to stay in the game, but to make sure this doesn't turn into a rout for them.
Definitely. And we also hope you join us for the Matt and Jake halftime show brought to you by CAS Cable. It's going to be a dandy for a show.
Yeah, and as you know from weeks past, we will have first half stats for you for the Parkersburg South Patriots offensively.
As Molinar is ready to kick. He's been kicking the ball spectacularly tonight. He definitely has a great leg.
Yeah, which we saw last week when he had that 38-yard field goal.
Wow, that was a nice
expired
kick
in the first half.
And that is a boot. He boots the ball downfield. As he takes the ball, gets quite a bit of speed, but taken down.
Up by number 13, little Cody Jarrell out there. Chance Jarrell's younger brother, who is a junior this year. It was a good little shoestring tackle by Jarrell.
From what I hear, the guys on the football team call him Pork Chop.
Yeah, not really sure what they mean with the nickname, but it's always nice to hear some of the nicknames that they've got for each other. As you know, a football team, they're all out there playing. It's like a big family out there.
It is. They have to get together as kind of like brothers. They have to have a connection with one another, and they can't just have some person there. They have to have someone that they know and trust. As he flicks the ball out and he throws it, but there might be a pass interference call, but no, it looks like they're not going to throw it because it was not a catchable thrown ball.
Yeah. Honestly, Matt, the Patriot defender looked like it was Bryant Hooper, had his left hand around the Monarch receiver, but like you said, it was an uncatchable ball, so there's really nothing the referee could do to make that call there. The Monarchs weren't happy with it, but an uncatchable ball results in no penalty, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
That is completely understandable, Jacob.
As the handoff goes, but he's met by Chance Jarrell. With 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter, that should do it for the first half. As they roll inside 10 seconds.
And that will do it for the first half. We will take a commercial break, but we will be back with the Patriot Band and the halftime show. So stick with us. Stokes to the second half as the Monarchs have the ball. Looks to go back for a pass. Pass thrown. Looks to be complete.
It'll still be short of the first down, so it'll bring up third down for the Monarchs early in this third quarter. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Monarchs.
That was a heck of a run from us coming up to the press box there, Jacob, wasn't it? I think it was the best run I've seen all night.
I couldn't agree with you more, Matt. But this will be another big conversion for the Monarchs if they can convert here.
As the quarterback slips and throws just high, and that will be incomplete.
Well, it'll be 4th down for the Monarchs.
And I couldn't tell you what the coach is going to do, but if I was in his shoes, it might be well into 4th down territory, down by 28. I think that they should definitely try to go to get some kind of points on the board, because another touchdown from the Patriots with the Monarchs not answering, and really it'd be the same for the Monarchs to just try to go for it, but it looks as if they're going to punt the ball away.
A nice kick. It's a nice booming kick.
Fielded by Brian Hooper. Has a little bit of, and he's hit good. Stopped with a very short run, and it looked like the ball might have gotten loose, but they're going to say that he was down.
Looks like he got about a 6-yard return, where the Patriots will take over 1st and 10 from their own 41. But as we've seen all night, just like we see now, the Patriots are starting off with great field position.
Yeah, they do have good field position, and this is a great chance for them to put the Monarchs away. With a touchdown here, I don't really think the Monarchs can do much to come back into this game, Jacob.
Yeah, Swearingen gets back under center for the first time in the second half. Looks like he keeps it, but it's going to be brought down.
And the Parkersburg South offense really reminds you a lot of how the West Virginia Mountaineers run their offense. They do a lot of, the quarterback has to make a lot of quick decisions. They have 2 to 3 different kinds of handoffs that they could go to, and then also a quarterback sneak, or maybe even a bootleg from Swearingen.
Yeah.
He really has to make a lot of decisions in a short amount of time, and he does a great job of thinking all of his options and handing the ball off to Gerald right here. Gerald finds a hole, and he has one man to beat, and he is brought down by a leg tackle by number 7, Logan Martin, the safety. It seems like Logan's been there to stop the big touchdown runs a couple times. He's stopped Chance Gerald quite a few times, and if it wasn't for that, he'd be gone.
There's a 20-yard pickup for Gerald, and he's able to cross the 50-yard line. He's finally brought down at the 44-yard line, so the Patriots once again in Monarch territory already early in this second half of play.
As they hand the ball off to McMullen, who bounces around outside, gets away from one tackler, and there's a flag down, but he's brought down with about a 3-yard gain if the flag doesn't bring him back.
I don't think this play is going to stand. No, it's a holding call on Parkersburg South. So that'll push it back to 1st and 20 for the Patriots. Scratch the run by McMullen. But looking at the play once again, McMullen has one carry for 15 yards, but just like that carry, it was nothing that he turned into something. He was able to pick up 4 yards on the carry. Of course, it was pulled back, but it was a great run by McMullen.
Yes, it was.
So that pushes the ball back all the way back in the Patriot territory at the 47-yard line.
And that's definitely not very good. I bet Coach Boland's mad at his team right now for they crossed the 50-yard line. Now they're back to the other side. And but that is their first penalty.
As Swearingen's back to pass, but he's sacked for a big loss. And he may have fumbled the ball, but it looks like the referee's going to say
he was down. He dropped the ball as he was getting up. So, yes, he was definitely down on that play.
He lost 3 yards on the sack. So that'll bring up 2nd and 23 after the penalty and sack for the Patriots.
It looked like Swearingen was just trying to make a little bit more time for his receivers to get open from the secondary coverage from the Monarchs. They had a very good job of covering everybody. And Swearingen tried to give the receivers a little bit more time and just ended up getting sacked. As he pitches the ball to Gerald around the outside, got a blocker. Follows that blocker, and still a long way to go for the first down.
So the ball will be marked where it'll be 3rd and long for the Patriots.
Yeah, it's a mile still left here, and it'll be interesting to see whether they'll try to pass the ball here or still try to run the ball, because they've been doing a lot of running. They've only had 2 passing attempts, but for those 2 passing attempts they've had, Swearingen has completed both of them.
But still, it'll be 3rd and 22 for the Patriots.
As Swearingen takes it, and he has gone nowhere.
Picked
that will
up
be
maybe
4th down.
2 on the play.
And this is only the 2nd time in the entire game that the Patriots have not scored a touchdown that they have had the ball.
Yeah, they're going to have to punt the ball here.
It looks like there is a flag down on the far side of the field, though. Illegal shift on the offense. John Marshall declines, and it looks as if the Patriots are going to punt the ball away.
Yeah, it'll be 4th and 22. So, yeah, the Patriots will definitely punt this ball away. And that's big for the Monarch defense to finally stop this Patriot offense.
This is the first time that they have stopped them since the opening drive. Ever since then, the Patriots have been successful on each and every one of their drives. As it's a
booming
big
kick by Ferguson. Fielded at the 15.
And he looks like he's not going to have much room to go anywhere. He gets across the 20.
Brought down at the 21-yard line where the Monarchs will take over. Once again, back in their own territory, they have not had good field possession all night.
They haven't. Parkersburg South has done a great job of pinning them back deep in their own territory. And not
opening drive
anywhere.
Was the closest they got to scoring when they just missed the field goal.
That was a missed opportunity by the Monarchs. They definitely had a great opening drive, just couldn't capitalize. Kick just went wide right.
It was a 28-yard field goal, so not exactly an easy field goal, especially in these conditions.
As it looks like an option play, but quarterback's going to keep it. Busts ahead for a gain of about 2.
He's brought down. Minimal gain on the play. As we were saying before the game, the Monarchs like to throw the ball a lot, but we've seen about half and half tonight. We've seen a lot of the pass, but we've also seen them mix in the run with that spread formation, so it gives them a different look for the Patriot defense, and they've caught the Patriot defense off guard a couple times.
Yes, they have. They've had the Patriots looking for a pass and then just run it up the gut, and it goes for quite a few yards. Let's see if they'll do it here. Yes, they do.
Another handoff. And you're right, he scampers down, and he's close to the first down mark.
He stretched out to see if he could get that first down. You normally see that in college play, but we'll see whether he got it.
Looks like they're going to looks like he's not getting a very reasonable spot here, and he's going to be short.
Yeah, they're going to put him down from where his knee hit the ground, not from where his arm stretched the ball out after his knee touched. It's a very good spot by the referee.
Yeah. As the Monarchs still in that shotgun formation, but we don't know, honestly, if they're going to run or pass.
And it looks as if they did get the first down, though, Jacob.
But this time he's met in the backfield. Not much going there.
Loss of about 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, the big old D-line was just in the backfield before the ball carrier could get out of the backfield, and he was stopped. And he did lose a yard on the play, Matt. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Monarchs.
And that's definitely discouraging for the Monarchs. As you know, they have had a very tough tough time against this Patriot defense. The defense is so tough. They don't give up many yards on the run, and it's got to be discouraging for the Monarchs to see that they're just going backwards. As he's back to pass.
He's got a man deep.
Slings it, and
looks like they're going to say he caught it.
That's a complete pass. That was a very nice catch by number 16. Number 16, Matt Carahan.
It was a 19-yard pickup, which was enough for the first down. So this Monarch offense may be firing on all cylinders coming out in the second half.
Yeah, and it'd definitely be nice for them to come out and put some points up on the opening drive. It'd definitely give them their offense confidence and hopefully their defense some adrenaline to come out there and get another big stop so they can get the ball back.
Ball carrier stays up, picks up about 5 yards on the play, so it'll bring up 2nd and 5. So for the second time tonight, the Monarchs are in Patriot territory.
Yeah, this drive is looking to be pretty promising for the Monarchs. They just need to keep focusing on getting into the end zone and keep running the ball the way they have been. As it's a low snap, quarterback keeper, and he tries to bounce around outside, which was a bad idea. And
He's met by Kidder and a host of Patriot tacklers.
I think if he would have tucked that ball and tried to cut it up, instead of trying to bounce it to the outside, that might have gone for a few more yards than what it did.
Instead, it'll be 3rd and 9. 3rd and 1, excuse me. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Monarchs. So this is a short conversion for the Monarchs, but with this defensive line being able to get penetration up front, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to hand the ball off.
And he looks like the quarterback's going to try to take it up the middle, but it looks like he stopped short. As you said, Jacob, the defense is tough, and they can stop anybody running up the middle. And they did stop the run, and it will be 4th down and very close.
It'll be 4th and very short, so
it'll be interesting. I think that
the offense should stay out on the field.
They should go for it, and maybe they'll go with another quarterback draw up the middle, as it looks like the offense is staying on the field. Very smart decision by the coach, as they do need to get points on the board.
As they're lined up with a single man in the backfield.
And
quarterback sneak.
He goes up, and it looks like with forward progress, he will get it just because he leaned his nose over top, but it'll all depend on the spot.
Oh, he got the first down,
It's a
Matt.
generous spot.
Yeah, he got enough for the first down. But like you said, his forward progress pushed forward to get the first down. The Patriot defense did a good job. They got the penetration up front, but he was just able to lower his shoulder and pick up a yard on the play.
It was just so close to the first down that he didn't have to go anywhere. All he had to do was get his toenail across there, and it was good.
Yeah, it was a good conversion from the Monarchs, and it's exactly what they needed. As it looks like they're back to pass this time. Looks across the middle. Nearly intercepted.
That was just a bad throw by the quarterback. Throws into too much coverage. Luckily, that was not intercepted. That would have been a huge momentum changer for the Monarchs. They would have lost all. They would have had to just pack up their offense and get on the sideline.
Yeah, but that would have probably been the first mistake we've seen out of this freshman quarterback. He's did a good job handling the offense tonight. The scoreboard doesn't reflect the kind of game that he's put forth so far.
And it's been penalties, and some more penalties that have hurt the Monarchs. They've gotten some pretty costly penalties as he throws the ball short, and he is drugged down with nowhere to go.
By Foggin. It looked like Foggin was going to go for the interception and wasn't able to get there, and he was just able to grab the receiver and just sling him back, and he only picked up about a yard on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Monarchs.
We've seen the Monarchs do some pretty nice plays. It'll be interesting to see whether they'll go with another pass here or try to run the ball. They've had tremendous success running the ball.
Yeah, but this deep in the South Territory, this is a 2-down territory. This is 4th down territory.
Definitely.
And they have two possessions to get this for a first down.
And there's a flag down on the field, Jacob.
I'm not sure what the call is. Looks like it's going to be delay a game on the Monarchs. That's the first mistake we've seen by the quarterback. As we know, it's the quarterback's job to get the snap off or call a timeout. So that'll push it all the way back to 3rd and 15 from the Monarchs.
Like I said, though, Jacob, they can't let penalties get to them. This was a costly penalty. They need to make sure that they keep those out of there, because without that, it'd be still 3rd and
10.
3rd and 10, which is a lot better than what they have now. He's back to pass, slings it, and he's complete. And it looks like he's going to be in for the touch.
He's drugged down by number 19, Jeff Kidder, at about the 3-yard line.
That was a big play by freshman quarterback Aaron Fauner. Comes up and makes a bullet pass. Great reception.
But that was a touchdown-saving tackle by Kidder. He was just able to stop the receiver before crossing the goal line, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Monarchs from the 5-yard line.
And it's nice to see that the Monarchs aren't giving up. They still have spirit, and it's very nice to see them have spirit out in the second half, even though they are down by so much.
They go for the run, but nothing going there. Looks like they lost a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line.
But like we said, Jacob, the Parkersburg South defense gets real tough when they get in the red zone. They like to man up and see if anyone can run it down their throats.
This is where the Patriots show their toughness.
They definitely do. This is where they show all of those hard weeks of practice.
With under 15 seconds remaining, this should be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Back to pass.
And it's broken up. A beautiful play by the defender, Hunter Barton, out there to break up that pass. Also a very nice pass by the quarterback, throwing it down at the receiver's feet, so only he would be able to make a catch. But
that is a very smart pass.
Barton was only able to get his hand on the ball, which caused the deflection, which caused an incompletion. So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the Monarchs with 5 seconds remaining in the game. Or in the 3rd quarter, excuse me.
It's quite all right, Jacob.
So this should be the last play this time, even with an incompletion, Matt.
As he's back to pass, looking for the end zone. No,
oh, they say it hit the ground. I thought the receiver made a fantastic catch. It was going to be a fantastic catch no matter what. But that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter, where when we come back, it'll be 4th and goal from the 5 for the Monarchs. And we'll go ahead and take a commercial break and be back with you for the 4th quarter.
Drop back to pass, maybe, and it's a
touchdown for the Monarchs. Number 16 with the reception.
Number 16, we've heard his name a lot, Matt Carnahan. He's been having a great game.
Quarterback was just able to roll out of the pocket and found the open receiver in the back of the end zone for the Monarchs' first score of the evening to start the 4th quarter. As they come out for the extra point attempt. See if we can get a good snap this time. A good snap, but it's blocked by number 14, Michael Molinari. For the 2nd time tonight, the Patriots were able to get through the special teams unit of the Monarchs and cause a missed PAT.
And after that block, that puts your Parkersburg South Patriots up 28-6. As the rain starts falling again, it has just been a pouring night.
Yeah, it has its moments where it stops, but it's one of those more like a tropical storm. It just keeps coming back.
Yes, it does. It's not looking to give up, and it's definitely going to be hard for the players to keep playing. As you know, the field has to be muddy out there now.
Coming out here, Matt, do you go for an onside kick this early in the 4th quarter? I mean, you're down by 3 scores already. Last game of the season, honestly, what do you have to lose, really?
You have absolutely nothing to lose, Jacob. They should definitely go for an onside kick here. All they're playing for right now is pride, Jacob, and right now they're showing a lot of guts, still just playing right now. So it'd be nice to see him try to go with an onside kick and maybe get the ball back and get another touchdown on the board.
Parkersburg South, of course, 7-2, has already made the playoffs. But with this win tonight, it's important because if another team further up in the rankings falls tonight, then they can move up and possibly have home field advantage. Either way, they will play either University or Bridgeport. It just depends on, like I said, the games tonight.
And it is an onside kick, and it looks like Patriots recovered the ball.
No, yeah, it's a much confusion. The Monarchs say they have it. We'll have to wait and see what the pile.
I think the Monarchs do. It looks like they're. Yes, they do.
The
have
Monarchs
the
were
ball.
able to recover. And we called that really perfectly, Matt.
Yes,
they
we
have
did.
nothing to lose. And it was a good kick. Number 18, Tate Linder, had a tough time handling it and was unable to hold on to the ball. And now the Monarchs will take over 1st and 10 from Parkersburg South's 48-yard line, down 28-6.
That was big for the Monarchs. They definitely needed that ball back because this gives them an opportunity to score again. And this could bring the football game back in.
There's a flag down on the play already. Have to see what the call is, Matt.
You have to be thinking maybe he didn't kick the ball far enough.
Looks like an infraction, though, is going to be the call on the Monarchs. Looks like a man was, looks like their wideout was lined up offsides. So it'll make it 1st and 15. And once again, mental mistakes hurting the Monarchs.
It's a 5-yard penalty.
Make it 1st and 15. But like we said, mental mistakes have hurt them all game. And being down 28-6, it might be a different score if the penalties were gone. If they could just eliminate some of them. But they're back in shotgun, back to pass. Has a man open. Tackle's made by number 14, Michael Molinari.
Molinari had a chance to lay a hit on him, but it just decided to go down and hit him at the legs. If he would have came full force and laid him out there, that might have had a chance of letting the football go flying.
But as is, that was enough for the close to the first down. Excuse me, it'll be 2nd and 1. I thought he had it, but apparently they didn't give him the spot that. Handoff goes inside, number 21. He picks up about 5 on the carry, but that's enough for the first down, and it keeps the chains moving for the Monarchs.
And they just got to keep the ball on their side. They got to keep the ball with their freshman quarterback, Aaron Fauner. They can't afford to give the ball back to the Patriots, even though they are down by so much. They don't want to get down even more. They want to stay in this ball game.
But, Matt, as we were saying, the best way to defeat this Patriot team is to keep their offense off the field. And so far in the second half, they've only had 1 possession.
And that's exactly the way they want to keep it. John Marshall is controlling the clock. And
he's got a man out wide open. He's brought down.
Saving tackle again by number 14, Michael Molinari. But I thought he was in for 6 there.
He's still taken down at the 2-yard line. A mental mistake by the Parkersburg South secondary.
They gave up the big play. So far, the Patriots haven't given up a big play to anybody. They've been playing with about everyone, but John Marshall seemed to get back behind him a little bit and really made him pay with that.
Yeah, Matt, there was just a mix-up in the secondary, and he was left wide open out there.
I don't even know who was supposed to be covering him, but all Fauner had to do was lay the ball up and into his arms, and he was almost in for a touchdown. Let's see if the Patriots can stop him here or whether they can get into the end zone. Oh, he slips, and that will be down. As you know in high school rules, you cannot have your knee touch the ground and get up and run. As soon as your knee touches the ground, you are down.
He just got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. And right now, it's important for the Patriots. It's really important for them to have a goal line stand here, Matt.
Yes, it is. And so far, even if they put them in field goal range, they haven't really had too much success with the field goal. As you know, they've blocked 2.
Yeah. They blocked the field goal and an extra point.
Yeah.
And here's the snap. Another low snap, bobbled by the quarterback.
And it looks like he's going to try to run it, and he is is in for the touchdown. That puts Monarchs, they have 12 points against your Parkersburg South Patriots 28. They could be back in this game, Jacob. As long as they don't give the Parkersburg South the ball, they can win this game.
Looks like the offensive unit's going to stay out. Obviously, they want to put up and be down only by 2 possessions, so they're going to go for 2 here and try to take the score down to a 2-possession game with 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
There's still plenty of time for the Monarchs to come back. They just have to make sure that if the Patriots do get the ball back, their defense has to do a terrific job stopping him as he is in for 2. It looks as if the Patriots defense is getting a little bit lackadaisical out there. Don't know whether they put their second string in or if this is their first string and they're just kind of tired. As you know, rainy conditions can make you a lot more tired.
It'll wear you out quicker, Matt. But once again, Monarchs, we saw an onside kick last possession. Obviously, we'll probably see another one here. I mean, as a Parkersburg South on the receiving team, what do you got to do?
You got to fall on the football. You can't let the football be on the ground. With the other team being able to come on it and with how slippery the football is, they got to make sure that they can just recover the football.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Matt. Last time the Patriots had a hand on the ball, it looked like he was going to just fall on it, but he tried to pick it up and run with it.
They can't try to run with it. They have to just fall on the ball and make sure that they keep the ball on their side and run the clock down.
And that's exactly what they didn't do. But this time, the Parkersburg South Patriots are lined up for an onside kick recovery. Last time they were lined up, they had a few men brought up, but they still had men back for the return.
And it's really pouring the rain down out there, Jacob, as it is another onside kick.
And Molinari just falls on it. That's a good heads-up play by Molinari.
That's exactly what he needed to do. Just get the ball and fall on the ground. Molinari's been having a great game. As we know, he's saved a couple tackles on defense and also had quite a few extra points that he's put up there. Nice kickoffs. He's been having a good game, Jacob.
Yeah, good all-around game for him. But with 9 minutes and 32 seconds here, the Patriots do need to put some kind of points up on the board to
capitalize. Yeah, they need to score here as Gerald takes the ball, and he's going, pushing, and got about 5 depending on the spot, Jacob.
Yeah, it was a good first down pickup for Gerald as he picked up about 5 yards on the play. And this is only Parkersburg South's second possession of the second half.
The Monarchs have maintained the ball almost the entire second half, and they're definitely trying to get the ball back because they are within 2 possessions here. As
Kidder gets it up the middle, finds a big hole.
And he could be gone to the races. Only one man to beat. Yes, he is. He is gone. Touchdown, Parkersburg South Patriots. That is exactly what we needed to see from the Patriots. We needed another touchdown, and we wanted to hear that gunshot go off again.
If my stats are correct, that is Kidder's first touchdown run of the season. Kidder only being a sophomore, he is the second string. He's in there. It looked like Ferguson was getting a breather on the sideline. Not sure if that injury flared up. But Kidder came in, and it was a 60-yard run by Kidder into the end zone.
He had some tremendous speed. I wasn't expecting to see that kid running that fast, but wow.
He found a hole up the middle, and then it got clogged up, and he bounced it back outside and virtually untouched for a touchdown.
Had great blocking.
Yeah, that's something this offensive line. Coach Bowen's very impressed with his offensive line this year.
Even their wideouts do a great job of blocking. As Molinari's on to kick the PAT, it's up and blocked.
Not usual to see a blocked kick for Molinari. This Parkersburg South special teams is usually very good out there. But after the block, it makes your Parkersburg South Patriots 34, the visiting John Marshall Monarchs 14, with just under 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
Jacob, what do you think the Monarchs need to do here to maybe get back in this football game?
Well, obviously, it's no longer a question. You can't have field goals. It's all touchdowns.
It is. They cannot afford to go for a field goal. They need to get a touchdown, maybe even two-point conversion.
You can't settle for
onside kick, and then
do it all over again.
Yeah, they're going to have to do it all over again. And that is going to be very tough for John Marshall to do with under 9 minutes left to go.
Yeah, the Monarchs cannot settle for anything but a touchdown here.
No, they cannot. They have to put points up here, and it can't be points from a field goal. It has to be at least 6. As Molinari's getting ready to kick, you know he's got to be frustrated. That's only his 3rd missed point after attempt, and that's his first that he has missed, and they have actually had a good snap. Every other time that they haven't converted, it was on a faulty snap, and he didn't even get a chance to kick it.
Yeah, that's his first actual kicked field goal or extra point missed, as the kickoff is bobbled, and he gets about a 4-yard run after he picks it back up. Once again, these weather conditions playing tricks with the ball.
It definitely is, Jacob. It's got to be hard to hold on to the football out there. That's why you got to make sure you keep 2 hands.
So the Monarchs will take over at their own 22-yard line with 8:35 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Really, to be honest with you, Jacob, I wasn't expecting John Marshall to come out and at least play with us here, but they have been putting on a very nice game, and they have definitely impressed everyone here.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a team that's 1-6, honestly. With this passing game, I don't see how they lose 6 games. As it's intercepted by oh, wait, he dropped it. Oh, I thought he had an interception. It would have been a beautiful one-handed catch by number 83.
Matt McCoy.
Oh, nearly picked off. I bet he wished he could have that one back. But once again, it would have been a spectacular catch by him.
It would have. It would have been a tremendous catch. But, yes, as you said, I bet he would love to have that one back.
And he's getting the start for the injured Ferguson on defense.
Definitely have a chance to prove himself, show that he can play football, maybe for the playoffs.
Maybe get some time in.
As he has been having a good game. Back to pass. Pass again is deflected again by number 5, Garrett Foggin.
The other linebacker.
He's been doing a great job this game, too, as he is starting this game. He didn't start last game.
No, I'm not sure what the reason was there, but he started every other game. And just last week he didn't get the start, but this week he's back in the starting lineup, and he's did a great job back in the starting lineup.
You're correct, he has, Jacob.
But after the incompletion, it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Monarchs from their own 22-yard line.
And the Monarchs definitely need to score here, and they need to score quick. They can't waste time. If they want to keep any chance of winning this football game, they've got to score and score now.
Obviously, a passing situation. Low snap. They set up another screen, but he overthrows his intended receiver, so it'll be 4th and 10. And they'll bring out the punt unit. This deep in their own territory, you don't want to give South this kind of territory to just put more points on the scoreboard.
They don't want to give Parkersburg South any more points. But really, whenever you hand the ball over to the Patriots, it is kind of like giving them points because they're so good at moving the football that anytime they have the ball, it's always a threat for a touchdown.
Yeah, like you said, Matt.
As there's a flag on the play, low kick, fielded by Bryant Hooper. He gets a block.
He finds a hole.
And a stiff arm and taken out of bounds.
At about the 37-yard line of the Monarchs. We'll have to wait and see what the flag is. But like you were saying, with the Parkersburg South offense, tonight they've had 7 possessions, 5 TDs, 5 touchdowns.
That's great stats by the Parkersburg South offense. They really know how to move the football.
Looks like the penalty will be declined as it was on the Monarchs. The Patriots will decline it, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from the Monarchs' 40-yard line.
And the Patriots are looking to put some more points on the board, and they're always capable of doing that.
As, once again, Ferguson's out. I'm not sure if he's hurt or if they're just resting him, being the score as it is.
As
McMullen gets the carry.
McMullen.
Breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Still on his feet. May have fumbled it.
Oh, he fumbled the football.
Looks like the Monarchs are going to get the ball back.
Wow.
Once again, the slick conditions, but not a smart play by McMullen. He just needed to go down on his knees and take the hit.
Yeah, he tried to get away from that, but I think the smarter play on that would have been trying to, or just going to the ground instead of trying to fight just that little bit more. That's what caused the football to come out.
Yeah, man, it would have been a lot better just to see him fall down. He had a 5-yard gain, so it was enough to have a moderate second down.
As they're back. That's always going to take the ball and run with it. As Garrett Foggins hot on his pursuit, and he's
still on his feet.
A lot of room to run. Finally runs out of bounds.
With 7:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Looks like the Monarchs might have something in the works here, Matt.
They very well might. And it looks like everything's kind of falling the John Marshall way this second half. Patriots really haven't had the football very much. The John Marshall Monarchs have definitely had the football for the majority of the time in the second half.
Yeah, and a good scouting report for any team playing Parkersburg South, keep their offense off the field, you win the game. Just like the Monarchs are winning this second half of play. As it's tipped.
Oh, and it's caught, but
no,
maybe
it looks
down.
like it hit the ground.
It did hit the ground. That was a very nice call by the referee that was right on top of things. He definitely saw that. That was almost a tremendous catch by number 6. Number 6 is Noah Price.
He's already had one touchdown reception tonight.
You're correct.
And the majority of the receptions have gone his way tonight.
He's been having a very good game for the Monarchs.
As is, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Patriots' 45-yard line from the Monarchs. Another low snap. Looks like they're going to try to set up a screen here.
Oh, and he fell. That's bad.
The slick conditions once again. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 13 from the Monarchs from the 49-yard line.
Fauner just tried to throw the ball out to number 8, Josh Lucas, but Lucas lost his footing, along like I just about lost my footing in my seat there, Jacob.
Yeah, I was a little worried for you, but the Monarchs are going to take this possession. 3rd and 16. Let's see what they can do here. Oh, bad.
And he just falls. The ball's on the ground, and it's recovered by Parkersburg South.
No, I don't know. It looked like it was recovered by the quarterback, but then he looked like he lost it again, and I'm not sure what happened in the scramble. We'll have to wait and see.
Recovered
looks
by
like the
John
quarterback
Marshall.
was finally able to jump on it, but that, oh, wait, it was an offensive lineman. That ball just escaped everyone down there.
It did. The football down there has to be slippery as the rain continues to pour, as it has this entire second half. It's definitely got to be a mess down there for those guys to be playing in.
There was a flag on the play, though. It was holding on the Monarchs. Obviously not surprised to see that call. When that ball was on the ground, quite a few South defenders were going after it, and number 22, Dustin Waggle, who I thought originally was going to get the fumble, looked like he was dragged down by his shoulder pads, which caused the holding call. But, I mean, it'll be 4th and about 24, so the Monarchs will be punting it away anyways. Another good kick.
And Bryant Hooper's going to take it, and he stays on his feet, but is hit right there and is still on his feet, but isn't going anywhere.
They're going to mark him down at the 32-yard line, where the Parkersburg South Patriots will take over with 6:24 remaining in the game.
So, Jacob, what do you think Coach Boland's strategy is going to be right now? Are they going to try to go for a touchdown, or are they going to go for wasting the clock?
Honestly, just running they're going to keep with the same scheme, just keep running the ball. And it really could. It could run out the clock, or they could get a run loose and get in the touchdown.
It's very good thinking, Jacob.
With South's running game, you never know, honestly.
You really don't.
But the important thing here will be holding on to the ball.
As they have had a tough time holding on to the football the past couple drives as they hand the ball off to Chance Gerald, who was met
in the
and
backfield.
not going anywhere.
Lost a yard on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Patriots. The Monarchs offensive line for the first time was able to get in the backfield tonight and was able to knock Gerald back for a loss. So it'll be 2nd and 12 for the Patriots. Handoff goes to Kidder up the middle. Gets about 5 on the play.
And as the clock is still winding down inside 5 minutes and 30 seconds to play, I think the Patriots are going to try to wind the clock down as much as they can. You got to give it to all these players that come out here and play in the rain just for the love of the game, Jacob.
Yeah, this is Parkersburg South's last home game of the year, most likely.
Unless
they'll probably be going on the road for the state playoffs.
But if they are here, you will be joined here by me and Jacob. Yes, that is a privilege. As
Kidder breaks the tackle, gets across, finds a big hole.
There's only one man to beat.
He
still on
beats
his feet. And he is getting run down. Just ran out of steam, and Kidder he has been having a tremendous second half.
Yeah, that's a big run by Kidder, his second big run of the night. I'll have to wait and see where he's finally dragged down to figure out how many yards that was on the carry, but it was a big run by him.
Yes, it definitely was.
It was a 51-yard run by Kidder. And with that run, on 4 carries, he's already got over 100 yards for the game.
And yet, yeah, that by far is probably the best we have seen tonight. I think that outdoes Hunter Ferguson for the first time this year.
Excuse me, Matt. That was only his 3rd carry, but he has 117 yards for the game already.
Wow. Great game for Kidder.
As he gets the handoff again, not much going this time. Picks up about 2 yards on the play.
Really what I think that coach is doing now is just resting Hunter, saving him for the playoffs, making sure he's okay to go, because it would definitely hurt them tremendously to be playing Bridgeport without number 2, the Deuce.
Yeah, surely we hope that that's all it is, but as we know, that injured shoulder, I don't know if it had a flare-up. These wet conditions, he might have came down on it wrong.
That is very
as
true.
It's now just pouring down the rain
It
here.
is. It is.
Here at the Erickson All Sports facility.
A downfall, and it looks like there's a pretty big rush to get out of here because it is definitely not pretty outside.
Yeah, it's just pouring right now, Matt. But 4:11 remaining in the 4th quarter, and Parkersburg South in Monarch territory at their 14-yard line with 2nd and 9. Honestly, Matt, I'd like to see Kidder get a few more carries and maybe knock this into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night.
That would be very nice to see. As we know, he has been breaking a lot of tackles and running for a lot of yards. It would be nice to see him to get another touchdown just to add to his own stats.
McMullen's in motion. Handoff goes to McMullen.
Breaks
He
around
looks
the side.
outside, cuts back in, knocks a couple defenders over, and he picks up about 4 yards on the play. So we'll bring up 3rd and relatively short for the Patriots. It'll only be 3rd and 3. As there's an injury down on the field for the Monarchs.
With the way it's raining, it's very possible for a lot of knee injuries to happen in the mud and slop. It's easy for your body to be going one way, but your knee to go another, which turns into something that's not very pretty. Maybe season ending, maybe life, or not life ending, but maybe career ending injuries like torn ACLs and stuff that just isn't very pretty.
Yeah, Matt, you hate to see an injury. But with the injury, we'll go ahead and take a timeout and hear a few words from our sponsors, and we'll be back with you right after he gets off the field.
It will be 3rd and 1 deep in Monarch territory for the Parkersburg South Patriots, knocking on the door again as the rain continues to downpour. A little bit of confusion going on in the backfield there. Looks to be dropped for a loss. Brings up 4th down.
McMullen with the carry. Looks like he lost about a yard on the play. So it'll be 4th and 2. With the downpour coming down here, it'll be interesting to see if Parkersburg South decides to go for a field goal or go for it here on 4th down. It's 4th and 3, so relatively a short conversion for the Patriots. We've seen them break off a lot bigger runs than that.
Definitely, Jacob. But also, you have to put a lot of confidence in big number 14's leg. He can really kick the football, Jacob.
Yeah. And plus, they don't have Hunter Ferguson out there to rely on. So
that is true, but they also have the big Jeffrey Kidder, who has over 100 yards on 3 carries.
4 carries now.
4 carries now, my fault.
For 119 yards.
It's a tremendous game for the young Jeffrey Kidder.
With only little under 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, this game's pretty much all but out of reach for John Marshall.
Yeah, for every second that the Patriots hold on, it just has a little bit more hope die for the Monarchs.
As the Patriots come out, and here comes the offensive unit. With these wet conditions, they don't want to risk a field goal.
Completely understand, because even if they do
but
give
a
the
botched
ball,
snap, and John Marshall recovers.
Even if they do give the ball back over, they're still deep in their own territory with a lot of field ahead of them and not really that much time to work with, Jacob. I really think this game is put in the books.
As is that's the Patriots' 2nd turnover of the game, 2nd of the 2nd half, and both being fumbles. But the wet conditions may have played a big role in that. In weeks past, we've seen games where Parkersburg South fumbled a lot of balls, though. So it's not always the weather condition. Parkersburg South just had a tough time holding on the ball all year long so far. And that's something they got to get rid of in the playoffs.
As the Monarchs are getting set for another offensive drive, quarterback's alone in the backfield. He's going to take it for a quarterback draw and gets just a few, but a flag is thrown on the play, probably holding, Jacob. This might be coming back.
It's either holding or a chop block. Oh, it's holding. I wasn't sure. I saw a Patriot lineman holding his knees. It looked like he got undercut by a Monarch offensive lineman, but instead, a holding penalty was called on the Monarchs. So that'll be half the distance to the goal, where it'll be 1st and 15 from their own 5-yard line. And the Monarchs, deep in their territory with the wet conditions, they've really got to be careful of not having a bad snap here, like we've seen them have a couple times.
They can't turn the ball over here, and they definitely can't afford to give up a safety. So they really do have to be careful. Like you said, Jacob, alone in the backfield again, back to pass, steps up, throws. Very good coverage by number 18.
Tate Linder.
Tate Linder. We saw Tate just a little bit mess up on the onside kick. He probably should have it, but with the way the game has gone, they're really not going to hold too much blame on him for that.
Looks like the Patriots are resting all their players. They got the 2nd team in there. Tate Linder, part of the 2nd unit, and it looks like all their 2nd units out there right now.
That's very smart for Coach Bolin. With how muddy it is out there, he can't risk one of his first-string players getting injured and not being able to play in the playoffs. With the score as it is right now, it is very smart for him to be doing that. One man in the backfield.
Quarterback tries to run with it, but he's brought down. Picked up about 3 on the play, but it'll still be 3rd down and 12 for the Monarchs from their own 7-yard line.
Jacob, what do you think they're going to do if they get the ball in 4th down? Do you think they're going to go for it, or do you think they will kick the ball away?
I want to say they're going to kick it away. There's no need to risk the Patriots putting more points on the scoreboard. You don't want to embarrass the team.
Exactly.
And the Patriots have got their 2nd team in right now. Honestly, they'll punt the ball away, and the 2nd unit will come out. And most likely that'll be the last possession for either team, if it comes down to that. But this third down they could pick up as a quarterback draw.
He cuts back. Very nice cutback.
Finds some open field.
Still on his feet. That's a great run, but still brought up short of the first down marker for such a long run. Didn't get that many yards out of it.
Yeah, the penalty really hurt him there. If it was just without the penalty, then they would have had the first down there and still been having some moving the chains. But instead, it's fourth down and 2 minutes. Winding down, 2 minutes left in the game. It's 4th and 4. Looks like they're going to keep their offense out on the field with South secondary, and I think you'll probably see a quarterback draw here, and he should be able to pick up 4 yards.
He's picked up more than 4 yards on fourth down a couple times.
A low snap.
That is enough for the first down, Jacob.
And he's knocked out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 1:43 remaining in the fourth quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Monarchs. But this game's all but out of reach for them, so.
Really what they're doing now is just playing for pride.
Yeah. But it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
As it looks like the rain's slowing down quite a bit out there, Jacob. But still, the field's got to be muddy. As it's another quarterback sneak, and he's held on to, but really nowhere to go. Brought down in the backfield. That will be a loss of at least 1.
Yeah, man, he didn't have anywhere going to go there, and looks like he did lose a yard on the play.
I'm definitely glad that the rain has stopped because we have to go back out on the field for the end of the game. Don't want to stand out there in the pouring rain. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Matt. So with just under a minute remaining in the game, the Monarchs are back in shotgun again.
Nice snap.
Sets up the screen, but it's dropped. And they say that it crossed the line of scrimmage, so they won't lose anything there. It'll just be 3rd and 13 for the Monarchs. Another good snap. He's looking deep. He's got a man out wide, number 16. He's brought down by number 18, Tate Linder, with just 45 seconds remaining in the quarter.
It'll be interesting to see whether the Monarchs will either take a knee down here or go for it.
Well, from judging from what they did so far, though.
They took a knee there. Actually, he spiked the ball.
Spiked it to stop the clock. The Monarchs are out of timeouts. So they'll have 2nd and 10 with 40.5 seconds remaining in the game.
I really think the coach for the Monarchs should probably just knee the ball down here because the Patriots have shown a great deal of sportsmanship. They're not trying to run the score up as it's a screen pass out, and he has a little bit of room to run.
Finds a hole, but he's knocked down by number 13.
And the Monarchs are still coming after it full force against this Patriots second team. I was truly thinking that the Monarchs would just take a knee and let this game go in the books, but they're actually trying to score some points here, making it look a little bit better for him. As he spikes the ball again.
Yeah, man. They're just trying to get some more points on the board. You can't really blame them, but at the same time, you'd like to just see them run this clock out with just 25 seconds remaining in the game.
That should be enough to just take a knee and let it go. But it looks like they're going to continue to move on with the drive, Jacob. You got to be questioning what the coach is doing here. As he tries to run with it, and he is going nowhere.
That should be the last play of the game unless they try to spike it again.
Which would be completely unnecessary. But it looks as if they are getting ready to go for one more play.
It should be into the end zone here. As he's looking deep, fires across the middle, knocked down.
And that will do it for the ball game. And that leaves the score, your Parkersburg South Patriots 34, the John Marshall Monarchs 14. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We will be back with end of the game stats.
And your players of the game.
Jacob has some ending stats for us. Let's go ahead and hear those.
Gerald led the rushing attack for the Patriots. He had 11 carries for 111 yards, including a touchdown. Ferguson had 10 carries, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns, but Ferguson did not play in the second half. Most likely to rest him for next week. Just to remind sports fans, the playoffs start next week, and the Patriots will be in the playoffs on the road. Not sure where yet, though. Reed had 1 carry for 13 yards. McMullen had 4 carries for 26 yards, along with Kidder, 4 carries, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 2 big runs, a 60-yard run and a 51-yard run late in the second half. Swearingen was 2 of 2 passing for 40 yards. And McMullen had 1 catch for 12 yards, along with Waggle with the other for 28 yards.